Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to another video. Just want to start the video by saying that if you do hear any background noise, I do apologise. It's my printer, or my daughter's printer. She's got some work to do today, so there may be a little bit of background noise. I will try to keep it to a minimum though. So today I have really been looking forward to getting started on a project, and I'm now going to do that with you, and I'm going to make some Christmas tags. I think I've shown this in a previous video. I already had this punch and I absolutely love it. I use it for nearly everything. Every tag that I have, I always end up punching it with this because I cannot stand doing all of the fussy cuts. So that one was perfect, and I've had my eye on this one for quite a while, and I've always just put it off buying it, and I really don't know why. I know I'm going to use it, so I might as well just buy it and just crack on using it. So yeah, I'm going to be using these two tags, tag punches. I also have all of our Christmas stencils. I probably won't use them on all the tags, but I will be using these predominantly. And I'm also going to grab my King Art gel sticks, and then I just have some cardstock here that I'm going to be using to make the tags. So I've just got a craft card. This is a 250 GSM ivory cardstock, that's just smooth. This one is a natural white. It's actually an artist, like watercolour paper, and then just a normal brilliant white 300 GSM. So I'm going to be using these to create the tags. I may also pull in some fabric, some ribbon, stamps. I'm not 100% sure. I'm literally just going to go with the flow. So I will get myself situated, get myself set up, and come back to you. I kind of feel like I need to introduce myself again, say the intro again, or just say hello again, because that little intro at the start there was actually filmed a week ago, and since then I have made plenty of Christmas tags, but everything was just going completely and utterly wrong. The video was absolutely awful. I had to keep stopping and starting. The editing was getting really difficult, and I couldn't put the video out. I wasn't overly happy with the end result, both in terms of the video itself and also the tags that I'd made. There was 2 or 3 that I really liked, and then there was like the rest of them where I was either a bit unsure and not sure if I actually liked them or not, or I absolutely hated them. So I just thought, you know what, delete it, forget about it, move on, start again. So that is exactly what I am doing here, and I am so much happier with the result of both the video and the tags. So today I will be making Christmas tags, and this is just for me to test out the stencils that we have available, the Christmas edition stencils. So I will be using a selection of those said stencils, as well as my King Art gel sticks, which you'll see me using here, and obviously like blending brushes. I've got those large ones there, and then I've got a couple of small ones as well, just to get into those smaller details. Both come in handy, and I use them both throughout the video. So I have a piece of craft card taped onto my desk, just to make sure it doesn't move when I'm rubbing back and forth like this to apply the I don't know what to call it. Is it ink? I'm not sure, because I kind of feel like it's like a pan pastel. I don't know. I'm not sure. So whatever it is that I'm applying to this, my King Art gel sticks, I didn't want the paper underneath to move, so I have secured that down with a bit of washi tape, and then done the same with my stencil just to make sure again that that doesn't move anywhere and I don't get any shadowing or movement on my stencils. So I'll keep this one at normal speed, but I'll probably then speed up the rest of them, just so you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. And the process is the exact same for every stencil that I use. I either went in with my larger brush here like this, or I took my smaller brush and kind of got into all the corners first and all the smaller areas first, and then went over it again with the larger brush. So you'll see there, I was really happy with how pristine that stencil came out. I'm not worried about that smudge on the other side there, because I'm going to fussy cut around these, so I didn't need to be precious with the layering. I'm just going to call it ink because that's the only thing I can think of right now, and that's the only thing that comes to my brain. So the ink, it doesn't matter if it goes over the sides of the stencils because I'm fussy cutting, so I didn't have to be too precious with it. So I'll just continue on with the applying of the ink to my craft card. They will all be in black for this craft card version. I could have used some coloured ink, but I do really like this craft card with just pure black on it. I just think it stands out really well. It kind of gives it a bit of a vintage or like rustic feel. So I just decided to just stick with black for the brown card. And I do obviously pull in some ivory cardstock later where I'll use actual colours. I do only use red, green, and I think like a goldy yellow. Kept it quite Christmassy, but I think they turned out really well. So I still had a lot of room left on this piece of card, but it was getting a bit tricky to try and place them, place the stencils around them. So I decided to just sit and cut out roughly all of the pieces to kind of speed up the process and just see what I was left to work with. I had enough room to use the gingerbread stencil and also the one of the stars, which is available in a set. So I just done one of the stars, and I just fussy cut around those again, just like the ones in that top corner up there. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I wasn't worried about the size of the templates or the tags or vice versa, because I kind of knew that I wanted the elements that I'm doing stenciling to actually be bigger than the tag itself. I kind of wanted some of them to extend over the tag, so that was the actual look that I was going for. So it didn't really matter to me how big they were. As you'll see from that pile, there was quite a few different sizes, and I think they worked out quite well, different sizes for different looks kind of thing. Some of them could sit in the middle of a tag, some of them could overhang on the edges, so it just gave a little bit of variation throughout the design process, which I was quite happy with. So just trimming up around those little guys. I wasn't very precious with the actual trimming process. Super happy with those. I think they look so lovely. I really do love the black on the brown card. I think it looks so cool. So now just bringing in my ivory cardstock. This is just a smooth, I think it's 250 GSM. Really, really smooth, so the ink lays flat on the surface. There's no issues with that laying down. So I'm just going to take this down onto my desk so that the paper doesn't move anywhere. I would recommend doing this if you are going to stencil, because I have done it a couple of times and the cardstock underneath it went haywire. It went absolutely everywhere, and the stenciling just ended up a shadowy mess. So definitely worth it to get your washi tapes out and use them on your papers. I did also use some washi to section off the holly and the leaves, or the berries and the leaves, because I knew I wanted obviously the leaves to be green and the berries to be red, so I didn't want any mixture of the colours. So just using a bit of washi tape over the top just to kind of section that off and make sure that I don't get any colour spillage. And I just moved the washi over to the leaves when I needed to get to the berries, just using the same piece of washi. Luckily I'm not particularly keen on this washi, so it didn't matter how much of it I used. So once I was done with the inking, there was some that I knew I wanted to do like a sketchy outline on them. So I just grabbed a black fine liner pen and drew around perfectly. It wasn't sketchy, but it was perfect kind of thing around the stencil, so that there was a black border, or a perfect black border around all of the stenciled image. And later on I do go back in when they're, I think it's before they're cut out, I'm not 100% sure, but at some point I go back in and kind of just add like sketchy lines to make it look like I've kind of sketched the drawing of the ivy and then inked over the top. So I'm quite happy with how that turned out as well. I do like that look, and I find once I find a look or a style that I like, I just keep doing it, and I do it until it's died a death. So I did super speed up that process of the inking, just because it's very self-explanatory. You don't need to see me sit and ink for hours upon hours. Well, I say hours. This project did take me all day to do. And I said to my daughter, I don't understand how it takes me so long to do something like this. When you see the end result, although they're beautiful and I'm really happy with them, they just seem to take forever, and I don't know where I could have sped up the process, unless of course I had this in real life where I could speed things up. That would be absolutely fabulous, but I don't, so I just had to carry on, and just take the whole day and just take my time. Luckily I did actually have the whole day to myself to do it. There were of course some interruptions, and I did have to stop quite often for my tea breaks, because I'd probably go mad without my cups of tea in between crafting. So just here I'm now going to stencil the backgrounds of my tags, which I'd already pre-cut at the beginning of the video. I'm going in with black on the craft card. Then for the ivory card I went in with a mixture of green and red. I used different stencils. I think I chose hearts, stars and circles. They're my favourite out of all of them. There's two obviously variations of, I mean I would call that a star, that kind of looks like a star to me. So there's like two stars. I think some of them doubled up, but that's totally fine. I'm happy with all of them. I done them all at a bit of an angle as well. I didn't want them all to be completely straight, so that was intentional. Now, if you obviously watch my videos, you'll know that I do like to use my ink, and I will always ink the edges of everything that I do. I just cannot help but do it. So that's exactly what I was doing here. I used my, I think it's Vintage Photo for the ivory cards, or tags, sorry. And then with the craft card, I just used my blending brush with a black ink and went round the edge on that, because I did actually want that to be quite soft. I didn't want it to be as harsh as what my actual blending pad would have given me, so the brush was the wisest choice there for me. Now this is what I was talking about when I was saying that I wanted it to look sketchy. I took all of the ivory cards and went back over all of the lines, and purposely was messy and went over the ink, went over the line that was already there, so that it actually looks like I've drawn what's there, and then I've inked over the top of what I've drawn. I did only do that for the coloured or the ivory cardstock versions, just purely because obviously the black ink with a black pen, it wouldn't have stood out as well as it does on the ivory with the colours. So I just left the other ones. I was going to choose to put like a gold outline around all of the craft card images, but every time I was testing a gold gel pen on my craft card, it just really didn't show. It didn't, yeah, it didn't wow me. So I just thought I'd rather leave it and not ruin what I've done with my stencils. So I just carried on, and now I am making my actual tags. So again, I will go in and ink all of my tag toppers because I want them to stand out from the tag background. So each of these are going to get inked. I'm not sure when I done it, but at some point I pulled out some Christmassy word labels, and just that's what I'm gonna, that's basically how every tag is going to look. It's going to have a topper with a Christmassy phrase or word on it, and I obviously chose to mix up the cardstocks so that it really did stand out. I thought that if I used craft card on craft card, I don't know, I don't think it would have had much of a wow factor. It wouldn't have been a very good design choice, I don't think. So I chose to use the tags that were made from brown craft card and mix them with the ivory card and coloured stencils, and I really liked how they turned out. I think you can tell I had a lot of fun whilst making these little tags. I really did just go with the flow. I didn't put too much thought or energy in. Well, there was definitely a lot of energy going into it, but there wasn't a lot of stress. It was just, let's have some fun and make some pretty tags. And that's exactly what I done, and I'm really happy that I redone the video as well, because I really wasn't happy with the other ones. They were nowhere near as cute as these, so I'm really happy. You'll see here I did go in again with my fine liner pen and just done some dashes all around the edge of the tag in the background, just kind of like a sewing effect, obviously without being sewn. It just added something extra to the tag, and it wasn't just plain on the background. It just gave it a little bit of style, and they turn out really cool actually. Usually I do something like this and I end up ruining what I've done as soon as I put a pen to paper, and I get really annoyed at myself and think I should never have done that. But with these ones I am really glad that I chose to do it because they look really lovely. Some of the words I kept full length, some of them I broke them down so that they were kind of chopped into pieces and placed all over the card, rather than just having them all just with one solid strip of wording. And really happy with how they turned out. I can't decide which one is my favourite. Every time I see myself making these, I'm like, no, that's my favourite, that's my favourite. But honestly, I love them all. I think they're so cute. I love how vibrant the colours turn out on the ivory card, and the tags themselves are just really cool. They really turn out lovely. I'd love to hear what one is your favourite. What one would you like to recreate? I'd love for you to let me know that. That'd be great. So as you can see, I just continued on with the other style tags. So I had the ivory tags with the craft card toppers, and I just randomly placed each topper onto the tags. And sorry, I think the recording cut off there. Ruby came and interrupted me and wanted to give me a big slobbery kiss hello. You may hear her snoring in the background. Do apologise for that, but she's quite a loud sleeper. So yeah, anyway, I found a gold marker and I used that to do my stitching, just to change it up and make them different to my craft card tags. So there's a nice gold stitch line, if you will, around these ones. And yeah, I just went mad. I just stuck it on, stuck the toppers on without a care in the world. I really wasn't too fussed about where they ended up. If they overhung, they overhung, and I liked it. If they sat in the middle and didn't overhang, then that's cool too. I think I need to start being a bit more like that in my crafting, a bit more relaxed and a bit more free and easy. So these are the final tags. They look so lovely. I'm so happy with them, and I can't wait to put them in my stash and never use them again, because we all know that's what we're going to do. So yeah, really happy with how this video turned out. I'm sorry it took me so long to get it out to you, but here it is, and I hope you enjoyed it, because I really, really, really enjoyed doing it. I do have a lot of tags still left over, as you can see here, so who knows, I may come back in the near future and make some more tags with you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.